Previously on Automotive Tales.
So, Haggerty UK Festival of the Unexceptional. 30th of July, Grimsthorpe Castle. Alright, so we're saying it's got to be pre-97, it's got to be a grand or less,
Yeah.
and it's got to have no skin and win, no CD player, it's got to have a ticket, no scrapyard dodgers.
Yeah, absolutely.
Keep fit windows.
Yeah.
So the seller doesn't want me to video, so you will catch me in a second when I've been and viewed the car, hopefully made a deal on it, and it has been delivered to the house. So, here goes. Hello, and you join me in the car. It has been delivered. What do you think it is? Can you guess? It's a Mazda 675, so that's quite a healthy discount on the asking price. But the most important thing is that leaves me with £325 in budget for doing some repairs, doing some maintenance. Right, we are out in the Mazda. As you can probably tell, I'm out to get some fuel because it was completely empty. I've actually put in some 99 RON Supreme, not because it needs 99 RON fuel, because it's not exactly a performance vehicle, but because I think a little bit of low ethanol fuel might be good for it. I'm not convinced this is compatible with E10. So for now, I'm going to run it on E5, and the ESSO stuff is supposed to be a very low content in the E5 bracket, so fingers crossed. So we're going to go out and do our first drive with the little Mazda. Okay, so we are bumbling along in the mighty Mazda. Yes, you can see there's a car right up behind me, but it's not me being slow. There's more cars in front of us also going very slowly. So what have I found so far? Well, it's a pleasant little car to drive. It's got plenty of torque, plenty of pull from that little, I guess it's a CV8 engine, a little Endura E engine. It seems to drive straight and pull straight when you brake, but there is quite a bit of road noise. Now, I think that might be down to the tyres, which look like an unbranded, nasty, old sort of tyre. They're also quite perished, so while they will have passed the MOT because they've got plenty of tread, they've been on the car clearly for quite a long time. Also, this has come back to annoy me. Every time I change gear, it sticks to my hand and comes off. But otherwise, it's not a great deal to report. I've put, what did I put in? 25, 30 litres of fuel. That's got me 3/4 of a tank, so it's about a 40-litre tank. It is running a little bit on the cold side, but it's still in its kind of normal band on the dial. So I wonder whether maybe it needs a thermostat. But for now, that's not a massive issue. So we're going to focus on the things that are an issue. So one thing I have noticed, while it brakes nice and straight, the brakes feel a little bit hard, but that might be because it's an older car to what I'm used to. But there's a little bit of a noise in the braking. I think this car's been sat on and off for quite a long time. So it's likely the back of the the back of the discs are a bit sort of rusted up. And/or there's not a lot of meat left on the pad. Now it's got teeny tiny little 13-inch wheels, so I can't actually get in and have a proper look around. So one of the things I'm going to probably try and do today is whip a wheel off, have a look at what state the discs and pads are actually in, and probably order some anyway, because believe it or not, discs and pads for this car are a hefty £26. That's discs and pads, both discs, all 4 pads for the front of the car, £26. Most of my other cars, you can't even buy the pads for that. That's amazing. Otherwise, it seems fine. It's a nice little car to drive. It's, pulling out of the very tight driveway where we live, the visibility is incredible. It is like driving a little go-kart. So yeah, so far, I'm very pleased with the mighty Mazda. So I've been driving the mighty Mazda for a little bit now. We've done all of about 15 miles. And I don't really know what to tell you about it. Well, actually, I do. So what it lacks in get up and go, it makes up for in charm and kind of actually comfort, I think is the term I'd use. I think it's something missing from modern cars. So what you've got here is a small little lightweight car with tiny little 13-inch wheels, running on really quite high profile, 50 or 55 profile tyres. So it's got loads and loads of cushioning in those tyres. All modern cars now seem to come with low profile tyres, and while they hold the road really well, they handle really well, what they don't have is that level of softness that you get from a little car like this. And I have to say, it's incredibly relaxing to drive. There's no rev counter, so much like the Rolls-Royce, you don't need to worry about what revs it's doing. You just wait till the valves are bouncing on the bonnet and then change gear. Mind you, you're going to want to change gear well before that, because it really has no top end whatsoever. It's all about that little low end torque. And if you row through the gears quite quickly, it pulls away very happily and will quite happily sit at 70 miles an hour as well. So all in all, it's actually quite nice. The road noise is something I'm still getting used to. I'm trying to work out whether it's a bearing, but everything I've looked at so far all seems okay. It might just be noisy discs still, or just rubbish tyres. So hopefully I can do a few deferred maintenance items like tyres and brakes and quieten that down a bit. Otherwise, it's a very lovely place to be. I'm actually quite enjoying driving it. It stands out like a sore thumb because people look at it and think, what on earth is that? And it's so small compared to most modern cars on the road today, which makes it feel kind of like a bona fide classic. It's 25 years old, so it is technically a classic. It doesn't feel like one, because to me this is still quite a modern car. You know, it's got a radio with it's got a tape radio, that's not really that modern, but you know, it's got multi-point fuel injection. You know, it hasn't got a distributor, it's got a coil pack. To me that feels quite modern, but go on, then I am getting old. So yeah, it kind of has that charm you expect from a classic car, yet it's got the reliabilities of what I would call a modern car. So yeah, I'm quite smitten with this little thing. I'll be more smitten when I've fixed some of the annoying things like that loud road noise and the clock. For some reason, digital clocks that don't work on a dashboard where the LCD screen has failed really annoys me. So that's kind of a high priority item because I can see it all the time and it really bugs me. On the flip side, I am enjoying the opportunity to get some good tapage out. I've currently been enjoying Now 14, which I found in a stack of tapes in the workshop, which is actually not a great album. There's some terrible songs on that album, but it's a tape, even though the sound quality isn't really that good. I don't know, it's just a little bit nostalgic. Again, the sort of thing you look for in a classic car. I'm finding it a bit hard to believe that a 1997 Fiesta Mazda 121, same, kind of feels like a classic after having driven much more modern machinery now for many years. So yeah, that's my summary so far. It really is actually a modern classic. Next time, Automotive Tales. Right, time to get on with some fixes, I think. So,